Today I'm finishing the first frame print of The Guardian of Imagination. Here's a fun fact. This first frame was from my sunflower-themed kitchen in the 90s. Deep in Woodhollow Valley, where the treetops brushed the stars and the airs always smelled faintly of pine and wonder, lived an owl unlike any other. No one knew where he came from. No one knew his true name. They only knew the feeling that followed him. It was a soft shimmer, like the hush before a story begins. The forest creatures called him the guardian of imagination. His feathers held the color of twilight, and his eyes glowed like lanterns, lit by curiosity itself. In his hollow, tucked high in an ancient oak, he kept books of every kind, stories whispered by the wind, tales gathered from wandering fireflies, and legends carried on moonbeams. Each afternoon, when the sunlight turned warm and golden, he would settle into his favorite chair beneath the old oak tree. Creatures from every corner of the valley would gather close, rabbits with twitching noses, deer with gentle eyes, chipmunks clutching tiny acorn cups of tea. When he opened a book, the forest grew still. Words drifted into the air like glowing fireflies. Sentences curled like soft smoke, and the stories took flight. Reading, he would say, is where stories take flight. His voice was as soft and warm as a blanket. The creatures listened with wide eyes as magical lands unfolded around them. Castles woven from starlight, oceans that sang lullabies, dragons who painted the sky with color. Sometimes the stories made them laugh. Sometimes they made them gasp. But they always made them feel brave and curious and wonderfully alive. And when the story ended, the forest glowed with a quiet happiness, as if every leaf had been kissed by imagination. Every night when the moon rose high and silver, the guardian of imagination returned to his cozy hollow. He curled up with a new book, feathers fluffed, lantern eyes soft, and let the stories carry him somewhere beautiful, because he knew the truth better than anyone. The greatest adventures aren't always found in faraway places. Sometimes they begin the moment you open a book. Sometimes I think that's why this little owl means so much to me. We all have that one quiet place, a favorite chair, a warm blanket, a little corner of the world where imagination feels close enough to touch. And when you're there, stories don't just stay on the page. They rise and glow, they flutter around you like tiny sparks of wonder. That's the feeling I wanted to capture in this print. That that moment when the world slows down and your mind drifts somewhere beautiful, a place where magic feels gentle, where creativity feels safe, and where stories truly take flight. I wanted each print to feel like it already had a story of its own, so every piece is hand finished and set into a thrifted or vintage frame with its own little history. And for a clean modern look, there's also a minimalist magnetic frame available. You can find these prints in my Etsy shop.